Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? As Sarah said, my name is Steve Nissen. I'm president of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. Excited to be your host today as the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce welcomes to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Mindy Kaling. Okay, before we start formally, let's give a big shout out to our fans who are watching around the world on our live stream presented by our media partner, Variety. Thank you, Variety. And you know, for these ceremonies, we sort of invade a real neighborhood for a while in front of stores and venues. In this case, a big thank you to the Harlan Apartments for helping us with this special ceremony as we occupy their front door. All right, the Hollywood Walk of Fame recognizes achievements in the categories of motion picture, radio, live theater, live performance, sports entertainment, recording, and television. Today, in the category of television, we honor Mindy Kaling with star number, count them, 2,800 on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Now, before we invite Mindy to the stage, let me tell you a little bit about our honoree. She does just about everything. She is an Emmy-nominated writer, a Tony Award-winning producer, a New York Times best-selling author, director, and actor. She's been named one of the brightest voices of her generation. In 2023, the White House honored Mindy with the National Medal of Arts, the highest civilian honor given to artists by the U.S. government. Last February, she received the Producers Guild of America's prestigious Norman Lear Achievement Award. In television, sorry, that was a period. Award in television. In 2022, Kaling International was named one of Time's 100 most influential companies. In 2012, Mindy was named one of Time magazine's 100 most influential people in the world. At age 24, and I was going to say she's done all this by age 24, so now the good stuff. At age 24, Mindy joined the 8-person writing staff of NBC's The Office. During her 8 seasons at the show, she wrote 23 episodes. In parens, it says far more than any other writer for that show. So that's a good trivia piece. When you go to a cocktail party, just tell people you know that Mindy Kaling wrote more episodes of that great show, The Office, than anyone else. She was nominated for an Emmy, which was the first of many firsts for Mindy Kaling, the first woman of color to be nominated for an Emmy in any writing category. Mindy is the creator, star, and executive producer of The Mindy Project. I wonder where you got that title from, The Mindy Project, for which she wrote 24 of the 117 episodes, produced over 6 seasons. In 2020, Mindy released the critically acclaimed series Never Have I Ever for Netflix. Season 1 reached 40 million homes in its first 4 weeks of release, with the 4th and final season premiering last year to critical acclaim. Mindy is also the co-creator and executive producer of the Warner Brothers television comedy, The Sex Lives of College Girls, which had the biggest premiere of any comedy on HBO Max in 2021. Following its success, that show was renewed for a 2nd and 3rd season. In 2024, Mindy produced the Oscar-nominated short film Anuja, a powerful story that follows 2 sisters on a journey to find joy and opportunity in a world intent on their exploitation and exclusion. Additionally, Mindy co-created and is executive producer of the new Netflix WB TV comedy Running Point. Starring Kate Hudson, scheduled for release in about 10 days on February 27th. All right, in between all her ventures, and at this point I have to note, some of us are challenged to read 2 books. Mindy has published 2 best-selling New York Times books, comedic memoirs. One is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me and Other Concerns? And the second is Why Not Me? In addition to a collection of essays titled Nothing Like I Imagined, most recently Mindy launched her imprint, Mindy's Book Studio, for Amazon Publishing, with the mission of publishing titles from new and emerging diverse voices. Mindy is PanCan is short for pancreatic cancer, and she does this to honor her mother, who she lost to pancreatic cancer. She's also a supporter of the UN Refugee Agency and has partnered with that organization to create content and help bring awareness to the plight of refugees all around the world. She's widely respected as a champion for diversity in Hollywood and is dedicated to using her projects to tell the powerful stories of strong-willed and ambitious women of color, placing emphasis on creating writers' rooms that reflect that commitment to diversity. There's so much more, and she's done so much, but I think it's time to welcome our newest Walk of Famer to the stage, Mindy Kaling. Actually, the hardest part of my job is assuring that our honorees can get up those steps. Thank you. All right, before we hear from Mindy, we have a good friend of yours who would like to say a few words. Our first speaker is a writer, actor, director, and producer, well known for his work on the Emmy award-winning comedy The Office, in which he starred as Ryan and was a writer and frequent director as well as executive producer. He's appeared in numerous films, including Inglourious Basterds, Saving Mr. Banks, and The Founder, as well as television series such as Punk'd, The Newsroom, and The Mindy Project. And in 2022, he made his directorial debut with the acclaimed film Vengeance. He's the author of the best-selling short story collection One More Thing, as well as the children's blockbuster The Book with No Pictures. That has sold more than 2 million copies worldwide. So please welcome to the stage, BJ Novak.
Hi, Mindy. Thank you so much, Steve. How dare you stack my accomplishments after Mindy's like that? They're not bad in isolation, but my God. What an honor to be here with so many of Mindy's friends and collaborators, and especially to directly address the photographers who mean so much to Mindy. Thank you for being here. I know how much they mean to both of us. It is a special feeling to be here as we add the star of Mindy Kaling to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Now, different people have come to know Mindy at different times. There are the old school fans who say they still remember her from her acclaimed experimental off-Broadway debut, Matt and Ben, which she co-wrote and co-starred in as Ben Affleck, who I believe does not have a star here. And Steve, on behalf of the city of Boston, we'd like you to look into that. A play which is still performed across the country 20 years later. You may have learned who Mindy Kaling was, as I did, from the television show The Office, where she played the iconic Kelly Kapoor and rose behind the scenes to executive producer and star writer who wrote more episodes of the show than anyone else, as she always reminds me, including my favorite episode, The Injury. You may have learned her name when she published her first book of personal essays, heartfelt and funny modern classics, which sold millions of copies and spawned an entire mini-genre in publishing. And when I see people come up to her and tell her how much she means to them, I've noticed the ones who clutch their hearts are often about to talk about the books. Or you may have come to know her as the star and creator of the exceptional The Mindy Project, or from movies, or you may have come to assume that her name is executive producer Mindy Kaling from seeing those words so often on television shows that are smart, funny, and popular for all the right reasons. And at this point, after all these successes, you also just know her from being famous. And that's the part I want to say a few words about. We are here at the Walk of Fame. This is not the Walk of Hard Work. Mindy's the daughter of immigrants. She would have been on that since first grade. This is also not the Walk of Talent. She'd have been on that since birth. This is not even the Walk of Success, which half of this audience would be on by now, some of whom are probably thinking, Walk of Success, that's not a bad idea. Brian Lord's going to call Karen Bass about that tomorrow. No! We are at the Walk of Fame. Fame is a unique job. It exists only in the minds of others. I'm not talking about the job that made a person famous. I'm talking about the job of fame itself, which is to be a character in other people's minds, to be someone they talk about and gossip about, someone they compare their friends to, someone they want their kids to be like, someone whose fashion choices excite or appall them, someone whose dating life they have a lot of opinions about. That's the job of fame. It's a weird job, it's a special job, it can even be an important job, but it's never the job a person signed up for. It can't be. Mindy respects and understands this in a very intuitive way, because in addition to being a brilliant and wildly successful showrunner, an incredible mother of three, a deep and caring daughter and friend and mentor to so many, Mindy is also, in her spare time, I assure you, very superficial. She likes red carpet drama. She wants to know what really happened on the junket. She's actually kind of interested in who wore it better and has some opinions. She understands what fame means to people because she's a normal person and it means something to her. She knows it can be fun and interesting. She knows it can be inspiring. She knows it can be false and unfair and misleading, and she knows it's human nature to be curious about all of it. And as a result, even though it's a job you can never fully control, it's a job she handles beautifully. She always makes the extra effort to show people her real personality, her real values, her real standards, her real sense of style, her real sense of humor. And I've seen what a difference it makes. It's impossible to leave a restaurant with her without people wanting not just a picture, but to share a memory or an anecdote about why she matters so much. Mindy, as I look around and see all these people from your life, who have believed in you from the beginning, I'm just sorry that none of us doubted you, because I know how much more fun that would make this for you. But we couldn't help it. We always knew you'd be famous, but we had no idea how beautifully you'd handle the job. And so it's high time your name joined those of your heroes right here on Hollywood Boulevard. Not just names like Mary Tyler Moore and Lucille Ball, but names like H&M and Zara. I know how much all of it means to you. Congratulations, my soup snake. You'd be on the Walk of Talent if they had one. You'd be on the Walk of Friendship. You'd be on the Walk of Compassionate Parenthood. But let's face it, all of these would be terrible field trips. So here you are instead, very deservedly, a person who means so much to so many on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Thank you, BJ. That was beautiful and funny and very touching. You're still here? Good. We have some guests in the audience that we'd like to recognize. First, the executive producers of Running Points, Ike Barinholtz and David Stassen. But it's not just the executive producers. We have the cast of the Running Point. Can you all wave? So I guess you're not shooting today. No, okay. We also have a number of great Hollywood executives with us today. The chair and chief executive officer of Warner Brothers Television Group and chair and Chief Executive Officer of their U.S. networks, Channing Dungey. The Chief Content Officer of Netflix, Bella Bajaria. We're on a real street. The traffic is inevitable. The Chief Content Officer, oh, we did that one. The President of the Disney Television Group, Craig Erwick. And two great representatives from our hometown basketball team, the LA Lakers, owner Jeannie Buss. And Lakers executive Linda Rambis. And some special guests that we invited along the way. So we're honored to have the Consul General of India, who flew down from San Francisco for this, Dr. K. Shrikar Reddy. The just former ambassador to the Netherlands, the Honorable Shefali Razdan Dougal. And last but not least, the former ambassador to India and someone we know as Mr. Mayor, the former mayor of Los Angeles, Eric Garcetti. All right, before we do the big unveiling, we have one more award to present. Now, BJ did a great job of describing all the things that the Walk of Fame is and is not and represents, and I'll just add that this is, for many people, a sacred place, a place that really evokes creativity and innovation and brilliance in the various categories represented here. But it's also a real street in a place called Los Angeles. Now, I know Los Angeles has been in the news lately, and for the folks who are watching around the world, I think you're very aware that we had wildfires that affected, and wild sounds on the street, wildfires that affected certain of our neighborhoods. And our heart goes out to those who are impacted. And as Angelinos, we've pulled together to help whenever and wherever we can. But let me say to the rest of the world, Los Angeles is open for business. Our hotels are open for business. Our restaurants are open for business. And the Walk of Fame is open for business. So please come to Los Angeles and visit this wonderful city. And soon you'll be able to visit the star of Mindy Kaling on Hollywood Boulevard. Now, there are a couple of great symbols of Hollywood. The Walk of Fame is one. and the Hollywood sign is another. And so we're honored today to have the councilwoman who represents the district where the Hollywood sign is located, who will present a resolution on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, the Honorable Councilwoman Nithya Raman.
And I will keep this very short because you are here to hear from Mindy and not from me. But I did want to just say, on a personal note, as an avid consumer of rom-coms and sitcoms throughout my youth, continuing till today, Mindy has kept this art form alive in Hollywood personally. And it has been incredible to watch. And I will also say that it is only thanks to Mindy's work and incredible success that my daughter, Kaveri, a proud Tamil American, will never have to wonder, as I did when I was young, whether she was worthy of being the star of a rom-com herself. I've watched in awe and with pride as you've made your mark on the global stage. And when I heard that you were about to make a physical mark on the city of Los Angeles, as the only South Asian representing this city, I knew I had to be here to congratulate you personally. So thank you, Mindy, for all your work, and my heartiest congratulations to you.
Okay, this is, I think, the highlight of any of these ceremonies, or it's the other highlight, the unveiling of the stars, the ultimate highlight. But on behalf of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, we now declare today Mindy Kaling Day in Hollywood! The mic is yours.
Thank you so much. Nithya, I'm so in awe of you. I'm so honored you're here. Eric Garcetti, all of our honored guests that came from so far, thank you so much. BJ, thank you. Fun fact, my daughter calls BJ Uncle Fofo. I have no idea why that is, but he's such an important and integral part of my family that sometimes I forget the reason that I know him is because we work together professionally. And I'm as starstruck by him now at age 29 as I was when I first met you at 24. I love you. My friend Ike Barinholtz, who's also here today, it's his birthday actually, so thank you. He always says that whenever anything good happens, he says to me, take it in, Min, take it in, be in the moment. And I think that I am physically incapable of taking things in. I don't know how to be in the moment. I just don't know. I'm always in the moment after the moment, regretting what I could have said in the moment. Or I'm before the moment, and I'm scared of the moment, and I'm sort of hyper-preparing for the moment. But this is one of the times where I'm just gonna force myself to just be in the moment. I'm so happy. I love recognition. And this is just incredibly nice. Thank you to the city of Los Angeles. Thank you to Warner Brothers, my family, the incredible Channing Dungey, who has fought some major fights with me. You know, she's texting me from Hawaii on vacation over something at 11 o'clock at night. The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, everyone who made this happen. And anyone who's tuning in right now instead of at school or working, I love that for you. I'm Hindu, and we practice cremation, which is a beautiful tradition that my ancestors have done for thousands of years, and so will I. But also, I'm obsessed with legacy. So sometimes I get disappointed that I won't have a grave, but this is so much better than a grave. I am so grateful to the fans of my work and to the audiences who got me here, who believed in me enough to think that I actually was a star, who watched my shows, even if their boyfriend said, "That looks lame," or they read a review that says, "We liked the first 2 seasons, but the third one fell off." I'm grateful to anyone who could just watch me in a movie or pick up my book of essays and wonder what's on my mind. I'm incredibly grateful to anyone who took a chance on me, and many of those people are here today. Bella Bajaria, who's kind of my fairy godmother, Craig Erwick, who's been my fairy godfather several times, and of course, Greg Daniels. Greg discovered me, like in the good old-fashioned way that you discover someone. He didn't just turn on his phone and watch me on a TikTok. He had to sit in a black box theater and watch a play. Ugh, it was terrible. And that's how I got my big break, which is on The Office. And then there is the great Howard Klein, who has been my creative partner and my manager for over 20 years, and he has held my hand through every success and every heartbreak. He and Nancy, his wife, are like my family. Howard took a chance on me as a staff writer, and he believed in me. But you know what's more important? He believed that he could one day make money off me. And you know what? That means more. That is the real compliment. I want to acknowledge my collaborators, who I'm lucky enough to consider my close friends. If you can write a movie or make a TV show with someone, at the end of it, you still want to have dinner with them, and you're not in a protracted legal dispute with them, I think that's pretty good. And there's several of them here today: Lang, Tracy, Ike, Dave, Warbs, Charlie, Dan, Akshara. I love you guys. Your brilliance is really why I'm here. And sure, there's probably a group chat going on where you're talking about me, but you know, what I don't know won't hurt me. And also, if you ever do mess with me, you'll be getting a letter from my attorney, PJ Shapiro, who's also here. Love you, PJ. I really enjoy when people call me a multi-hyphenate, but really, it's only possible because of my reps. Kevin, Brian, Maha, Joe, Rick, Michael, and my publicists, Katie and Morgan. I love that I can create a TV show, act in a cool movie, do a pharmaceutical ad for psoriasis medication, and then head to Fashion Week. And you know what? That's versatility. So thank you. My 2 oldest friends are here, Jocelyn and Julia, whom I adore. They knew me before hair extensions and lash extensions and trips to Korea to get calf extensions, which haven't worked, by the way. I'm still pretty short. And they knew me when this was all hypothetical. And they just listened to me strategizing like a crazy person in dorm rooms and middle school hallways. But they were the ones that said, "Min, I think you could actually do this." Kate the Great, Linny, Caroline, you guys keep my life actually afloat, and I can't even begin to know how to thank you. I remember as a kid watching must-see TV with my mom and my dad. We'd watch Friends, Frasier, Seinfeld, and my whole family came together for it. My mom would come back from the hospital where she worked really long days delivering babies as an OBGYN, and my dad would have just driven 2 to 3 hours back from his job site in Connecticut. And despite how challenging the days were, we would all sit together at night and watch a sitcom. It was more than entertainment for us. It was our way of relaxing. We could put down our defenses from hard days and just be together. I find it so powerful, that kind of storytelling on TV, how it was able to bring us together when words failed us or just took too much energy. I think it's remarkable. I think it's so remarkable how many connections that you can make by sharing laughs. And from the earliest age, I thought, I want to do that. I need to do that. And so lastly, I'm so lucky that my dad is here today. Can you believe it, Dad? He and my mom encouraged me to be an artist by giving me the gift of autonomy And these are Indian immigrants in the 1980s and 90s. And I can't tell you how rare that is and how that as a story is one that I don't always see with my contemporaries. As a helicopter parent, I can hardly understand how they were able to do that. But I love you so much, Dad. Thank you. And I love you, Mom. Okay, so I did it, folks. I am really in the moment. It feels strange but nice. And now that we're done, we can all drink cocktails and eat meatballs at the after party. You can meet my 3 rambunctious children. And thank you so much for coming in the middle of the day. It means the world to me. Thank you to all my friends. Anyone I didn't see here, I'll see you afterwards and thank you in person. But it means so much to me. And thank you, everybody, for watching at home.
Wow. Thank you, Mindy. And now it's the moment we've all come for, which is the unveiling of the star. You ready? All right, let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, please welcome the newest Walk of Famer to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Mindy Kaling.